Looking ahead now to later today when the U.S. Senate will hold a vote on 4 new gun control measures. This comes in response to the Orlando nightclub massacre.
Meanwhile, the NRA insists more gun control will not stop terrorist attacks. The Senate voted on stricter laws following the San Bernardino shootings and Sandy Hook shootings, and they failed both times.
Eyewitness News reporter Brian Yacono is live in the newsroom with our top story.
Well, good morning. Gridlock already anticipated going into that vote today in the Senate. Democrats saying the Republican amendments don't do enough. Republicans saying the Democratic amendments block the rights of gun owners. Keep in mind the shooting deaths of 49 people in Orlando at that nightclub just last week wasn't enough alone to prompt this vote. It comes only after Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy led a more than 14-hour filibuster last week. Murphy recognizes making any amendments will certainly be an uphill battle. The head of the NRA claims changing the gun laws will not do anything to prevent terrorist attacks.
Laws didn't stop them in Boston. Laws didn't stop them in San Bernardino, where you had every type of gun control law you could have.
We should be making our gun laws less full of Swiss cheese holes so that future killings don't happen.
And the last Senate vote on gun legislation about 6 months ago after the San Bernardino shootings, that did not pass. In the newsroom, Brian Yacono, Eyewitness News.
Families impacted by another mass shooting are hoping their lawsuit against the gun manufacturer moves forward today.
Eyewitness News reporter Brian Yacono is live in our newsroom now with a look at what we can expect on that story.
Well, good morning. At 6 o'clock, I told you about what's happening in Washington today in regard to the gun control legislation in the Senate and a big vote expected there today. This is also a very big day, much closer to home. A judge in Connecticut will hear arguments now as a gun maker is asking for a lawsuit to be thrown out. Families of some of the children killed in the Newtown school shooting, they're suing the parent company of Bushmaster Firearms, which made the AR-15 style rifle used in that shooting. They claim the company knew the rifle was too dangerous to sell to the public and that it was designed for the military. We're hearing from a mother of a Newtown victim who says all of this conversation is about a lot more than laws.
And it's not gun control. I want to clear that up, that it is really gun safety. We put a man on the moon. To think that we can't figure out ways to protect the U.S. Constitution and save the lives of American families is absolutely ridiculous. So I really, really hope that people understand that cultural change takes time.
And lawyers for the gun company are expected to argue for the lawsuit to be thrown out today, and they're citing a 2005 federal law that protects manufacturers from most lawsuits over the criminal use of their products. In the newsroom, Brian Yacono, Eyewitness News.